Welcome to Popcorn to Go, a podcast by the Popcorn in Bed sisters. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Carly, and we are here as your below average movie experts to talk about some things movies, pop culture, all things life, daily thoughts, and more.
So grab your popcorn and come hang out with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here on the Popcorn to Go podcast. We are excited to share some fun movie trivia today.
Yes, thanks for joining us on this. It's St. Patrick's Day when we're recording.
Yes, it is.
Happy late St. Patty's Day when you are hearing this. I always feel like this holiday sneaks up on me and then I'm awoken by my kids like, the toilet's not green. Where? I'm like, oh, weird. Okay. Why don't you guys go do something and I'll go find the food coloring.
Yeah.
But you know, and then there's like some people on Instagram who are doing like very elaborate, sparkly green footprints into a basket full of a rainbow piñata. And I'm like, this is against the mom code, guys. Come on. It's St. Patrick's Day.
I know. People are out there doing the most.
Yeah. Too much. But,
you go.
No, you go.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of too much, the Harry Potter casting news.
Yes. Okay. So if you guys don't know, HBO is planning on doing a Harry Potter reboot as a TV show. And from what I've heard, every season will be a book. And they're planning on staying very true to the books. J.K. Rowling is a producer. And as far as reboots go, like I think I am excited about this one. One, because HBO usually does a really good job. Two, because I feel like in the movies, the books, they had to cut out so much, and it's not their fault. It's just because the time constraints. And so to be able to do it in a series is really cool. The cons being, people have become very emotionally attached to the characters that the actors and actresses that played those roles. So it's going to be kind of jarring to see anyone else do it.
Yeah, I'm in that boat. Like, I just still feel like it's too soon. And like, we are the Harry Potter generation, you know, and I feel like we're not old enough and we're not ready for a reboot. And I don't want the kids who are 10 right now to have a different Harry Potter. Like, that feels crazy.
Yeah, but they'll have the books, and then I know it does feel weird that like that they could picture someone other than Daniel Radcliffe.
Exactly.
As Harry Potter.
And and I guess I'm just nervous too, because I feel like it's just funny because often when we see something new, people are like, the original's way better, you know, and now I'll be that person.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we haven't seen great things of people trying to remake or go back and do extra things. I feel like they haven't turned out as great as we would hope.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, so far, John Lithgow has been cast as Albus Dumbledore, which
I don't love.
Well, Carly and I were talking before the show, and she said he's just too quirky in the wrong way for Dumbledore, which I kind of get. And it's weird because I also heard that they were going to cast all British actors and actresses, but he's definitely not British. What's your reference for him? For John Lithgow.
Oh, I'm nervous I'm going to be thinking of the wrong person, but was he in Frasier?
No.
Is he Frasier? That's not him.
No, that's Kelsey
Then
Grammer.
there's another show where like he's the dad of a family.
It was like called like 30 Rock from the Sun or something, or 3.
Something
like
that's mine.
I like remember seeing an episode or two of that show, like with Dad watching it way back in the day too. But he was also, I mean, he's been in so much, but he was this horrific bad guy on the show Dexter, and but yeah, I don't know. I saw a I saw this IMDb list that someone made, and I think this person is a genius because literally it was like their dream cast, okay? And every single choice, I'm like, yes, like they nailed it.
So why don't they listen to the fans on these? Because I remember growing up, we would do these for books we loved, or you'd find them online, and they were always so much better than the casting directors would do.
I agree. And well, okay, so
I'm still mad about who's cast for Edward Cullen. Keep going.
Part of the problem is like, and John Lithgow said this in an interview. He said it was a really hard decision because it's a 10-year project. They're going to be filming this over a decade. He's like, so basically this will like define the last part of my career. So I think like a lot of actors and actresses, I don't know if they're ready to commit to this project. So it might be that they want them, but they are saying no. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Yes. I mean,
like the internet wants Adam Driver. Do you know who Adam Driver is?
Yes.
He
should be like, yes, 1,000%. There's no question in my mind.
But people are like, well, he's probably not going to say yes to a 10-year project that, you know, he doesn't know how well it'll do. It's hard. But okay,
but at the same time, it's Harry Potter.
I know.
Because I think I said on a podcast episode not that long ago where I was like, I've decided my dream job is to be a teacher at Hogwarts. So how do I get cast to be a teacher at Hogwarts?
Yeah, you could be
I want to be Madame Hooch, the PE teacher. The Quidditch.
Oh, yeah, you could. Yeah,
I could be her.
You could be her. Let's throw your name in the ring.
Okay, great. This is me putting my name in the ring into the universe.
She could do British. Like
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let me just tell you some of the I wish this doesn't have a name on it. But Christopher Plummer as Dumbledore. I also saw his second choice was Sean Bean, which he seems a little young, but he also could do it. He's the guy who plays Bromir
in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Boromir.
Yeah.
Dear heavens, Cassie.
Yeah, come on, Cassie.
Right? Like he could do it. You could see
totally
it.
Do it.
They have Emma Thompson or Helen Mirren as Professor McGonagall, which Helen Mirren is.
Wait, who's the first one you said?
Emma Thompson.
Okay, I gotta look that up because at first I in my brain heard Emma Stone and I was like, oh no.
No. Look up Emma Thompson. I think she could also be great. Adam Driver is Snape.
Well, wait, I'm going to go back to Professor McGonagall for a second because I was just looking at an article and the woman they had potentially like rumored to be her is too pretty and not old enough.
Yes, that's also my issue with who they have cast as Snape.
Yes.
Because I don't have anything against him being black. I just think he's too good looking.
Yes.
And Snape is described as like sallow face and like
greasy slick hair and yeah. Emma Thompson would be incredible.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
They have Peter Dinklage as Professor Flitwick. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
John Goodman. Okay, do you know who John Goodman is? Look him up. You'll recognize him.
Wait a second.
John Goodman is Hagrid.
I know, but I'm just looking. I was just looking at Emma Thompson, and it says that she's in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Really?
Yeah.
As who? Order of the Phoenix.
No. Anyways, okay, sorry. We'll come back to this. Who am I looking up?
John Goodman.
Oh, I feel like I know that.
Hagrid.
But I feel like I know the name. Ah. Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Oh. He might be a little too old for me, for Hagrid.
He is, yeah. I guess I'm thinking of him as in his, like, shows I've seen that were him 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There's also the guy from Jack Frost, Mark Addy as Hagrid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Simon Pegg as Peeves, the poltergeist, Benji.
That would be
I just
good.
wanted tell you these last two. Ewan McGregor as Gilderoy Lockhart. Like, that would be so good. And either James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, or Tom Hiddleston as Sirius. Who do you pick out of those?
Oh my goodness.
Michael Fassbender is Magneto. James McAvoy is young Professor X.
know.
And who was the other one I said?
I think I'd pick James McAvoy.
And Loki. I think it's James McAvoy for me too.
Yeah. Especially because in the books, I have the biggest crush on Sirius Black.
I know.
So
me too.
Also, I recently, speaking of movie trivia, where it's not actually movie trivia or a fun fact because people probably know this, but I just put together the other day, a coworker was telling me about how Sirius Black is the main cop in Batman.
Sirius Black is Gary Oldham. Old him.
And it blew my mind. So now recently when I rewatched the Harry Potters, I could see it, but before I would have never put those two faces together as the same
and even more mind blowing than Google Gary Oldham Slow Horses, which is a show I became obsessed with earlier
recently,
this year.
yeah.
And
Okay,
he is unrecognizable. He's like,
oh my gosh.
I know, but you still love him. You just,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
He's got range, right?
Yes.
But anyways, I thought those were pretty good casting calls. Apparently they've like watched over like 1,000 audition tapes for Harry, Ron, and
bet. I mean, that's the
Hermione.
golden ticket.
Yeah, I know. This will be life changing for any kid who gets this role.
How do I submit my audition tape for Madame Hooch? I'm gonna do that right after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask Chat GPT. I'm sure.
Okay, great.
Sure, they can help you out. Put you in
HBO,
touch.
please. Okay, I really do think I do a great job.
I mean, she is Madame Hooch. I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so that is big news. It's all I've seen on the internet the last little bit. So tell us your thoughts on not only the series, but on the casting and who would be your dream cast. Okay, so we thought it would be fun to do an episode on movie trivia and fun facts. And we wanted to introduce a new little thing we're going to do at the end of the episodes. We're going to put out a new form on Patreon and YouTube so that people can submit fun movie trivia or facts. And at the end of every episode, we will, after our highs and lows, we'll just say, okay, this fact,
Your movie kernel?
tidbit. Yeah. Ooh, yes, Carly. This movie kernel brought to you by John so-and-so. And then we'll read your fact and give you credit. And I think it's going to be a really fun little thing.
Mm-hmm. And a side note or a disclaimer for today's episode. We did a survey at the beginning of this podcast where we asked what you wanted to hear about, mostly to the Patreons. What you wanted to hear about and if they knew any fun facts and trivia. And so we had amazing responses, and that's what we're going to share today. However, we don't, in the survey results, how I ran it, which is my fault. Yes, it was anonymous. So I can't see who submitted what. So if we read one of your facts, thank you so much for submitting. And I am so sorry we cannot shout you out.
Yes. So we thought we would just share some of our favorites and chat about these. I don't know. I love trivia of any form, like bar trivia, Disney trivia, Trivial Pursuit. I love it. So stuff like this, and especially when it's movies that I've seen and watched, like I love hearing the behind the scenes and who would have been, like who was the first choice of this cast and blah, blah, blah. And it totally changes how you view things sometimes. So, okay. We're just going to go back and forth, popcorn popping, about some fun movie tidbits. Kernels.
Yes. Well, because of something you just said, I'm worried we have the same first one.
Uh-oh.
But I have a few extras, so do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay. Okay, this one is kind of crazy. And I remember reading some comments about this after I watched this movie. But the movie is No Country for Old Men, which, sheesh kebab, that is one dark, crazy movie. But amazing. But don't watch that, Carly. Okay, but Woody Harrelson's in it, and we all love Woody Harrelson in everything. But I'm going to read this verbatim. Woody Harrelson acts in No Country for Old Men. In that movie, the sheriff mentions a federal judge shot and killed in San Antonio. He's referencing the real-life murder of a federal judge, John Wood, who was killed by Woody Harrelson's father, Charles Harrison, a real-life contract killer, an organized crime figure. So Woody Harrelson's dad was an actual hitman, then referenced in this movie that he's in. And I think he went to prison and everything. Like,
oh,
I didn't even know hitmen were real. I thought that was only in the movies. But like, yeah, contracted killers apparently.
Oh my goodness. Wow, Cassie, starting off with a real punch. That is wild for so many reasons. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how did Woody get out of there? Like, I would love to watch a story or a documentary.
Yeah, now we need his autobiography and all the things. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now my next one feels so anticlimactic. But it was not that long ago, Groundhog Day. So mine is about that. So, do we have the same one?
I did have this one on my list, but I have all theirs as well.
Okay. Tom Hanks nearly got Bill Murray's role in Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
That's crazy because for a couple of reasons. Both very iconic actors. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Groundhog Day, although not my favorite movie, sorry everyone, don't hate me, don't cancel me, is a pretty iconic movie. And so it does feel like it would change the whole movie to have Tom Hanks rather than Bill Murray.
Yes. I mean, there's a couple of these that are like, excuse me? Like, no, they could never be anyone else. But like, who did I see was for Tony Stark? Did you see that one?
Oh, no.
It was...
I tried not to look at too many because I wanted to be surprised.
Where is it? Let's see if I...
But I could actually see Tom Hanks in that movie. I mean, it would still be a different movie. Like, it's a different vibe, but I think he could have played that role. But
I agree. Out of all the ones that like could have been, would have been, I think Tom Hanks maybe could have done Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have as much comedic chops to me as Bill Murray.
Yes, but it's not quite, wouldn't be quite as dramatic.
It was Tom Cruise who was almost cast as Tony Stark.
No way.
Yes. Isn't that...
That's wild.
I don't think, for me, he is Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark.
I mean, that's so true. But it's also tricky because Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt for me. And so I'm like, well, he can't be both, you know? So.
Because they really are those people. So there's also one that was like, I'll just use this as my second one. And I actually need to fact check this one because this is bonkers to me. Nicolas Cage was originally offered Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. In no universe can I picture that.
Absolutely not.
I mean, hey, Mr. Producer, can you actually fact check that for us if you're on here? Because that one is crazy.
Well, it's so funny. I had, this is a disclaimer too, because I had a friend send me a fun movie fact. And he was like, actually, maybe don't share it because it's like, I'm not 100% sure if it's true. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should fact check all of these. But I did not. So I am trusting our popcorn in bed and popcorn to go audience. So
yeah, okay. So this does say, I mean, the Google AI at the top says that he was offered Aragorn, but turned it down, citing family obligations. Nicolas Cage.
Well, we're grateful for those family obligations because that's not it for me.
That one scene where he opens the doors and he's like comes in as like the Black Rider, like that would not have been the same as Nicolas Cage. Love him to death, but no.
Yeah, that's wild.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, well, mine's going off of our Harry Potter chit chat from before.
Ooh,
but
love it.
and I actually did know this part, but I love it because I think it is easily missed in the movies. But when Snape and McGonagall are dueling at the end,
Okay.
Snape deflects McGonagall's spells, but purposely puts them into the bad guys behind him. So it's like the two, like the brother and sister that have been helping to run the school or whatever, they're behind him, and he deflects it and it hits them.
Oh,
Because,
I did not
and I
know that.
love that little bit of foreshadowing too, because the unveiling of Snape's story is incredible.
Well, one of the biggest twists
Incredible.
in literature.
And I, remember, like, now when I reread the books and I'm hearing all these bad things about Snape, I feel like I have to read so fast because I'm like, I just can't wait till Snape is redeemed in all his
I know.
glory.
I know. And it takes, well, the whole time. Okay. My next one, this one is just very silly. And I did fact check this because it also seems so ridiculous. But Hugh Grant, we love him.
Love him.
Favorite Hugh Grant movie on 3? 1, 2, 3.
2 weeks notice.
Notting Hill. I knew you were going to say 2 weeks notice. I love that one too. But okay, his middle name is actually Mungo. Mungo. So his name is Hugh Mungo. Hugh Mungo Grant.
You did fact check it?
It can't be true. I mean, it is Hugh John Mungo Grant.
Okay.
But like, come on, that's hilarious. His parents were having a good time.
Wait, that is incredible. Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Hugh Mungo
Yeah.
Grant.
Yeah, that one's pretty
Iconic.
good. Okay. My next one, and I'm just going to read this. So, I feel like I say this wrong every time. Casablanca. Did I say it right? Casablanca.
I don't know.
Okay.
Casablanca.
Casablanca was a work in progress as it was being filmed. Ingrid Bergman literally had no idea if her character, Ilsa, right, was going to end up with Victor Laszlo or Rick Blaine, because the writers didn't know either until they had finally finished writing the ending. That's why today it seems like she's so wishy-washy in trying to decide who she's in love with, but that's because she didn't know. And it was also a factor in Bergman and Bogart both talking about leaving the film because while it was in production, because the script had not ended yet. Or had not
So
been
it wasn't
finished
like they
yet.
were hiding it from her. It was literally like the script writers didn't know either.
Yeah, I guess so. Isn't that
Wow.
wild to think that you're
That
starting
is-
a movie being like, can't wait to see how this ends.
Yeah. Well, I do kind of feel like that they do that with some shows. I'm like, they are writing this with no end in sight
fair.
and no overarching goal, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
let's make stuff up as they go. Like I will never accept the end of Gossip Girl.
I was just,
I
that's
mean,
the one that comes to my brain.
We're really
too.
going off the beaten path with that one for you,
Yeah.
I'm sure. But they had no idea that who that was going to be. Anyways, it's always interesting to me hearing about what they do or don't tell actors about
Yes.
the endings of the shows. Like, I always wonder, I'm like, did you know your character was going to die at the end of season 1? Or did you
Yeah.
think you were going to be like on, or do you know what I mean? Or
Totally.
when they interview guys on talk shows and they're like, okay, what can you tell us? And they're like, I honestly don't know how
Yes.
ends for my character.
Yeah.
I also
No,
find
love
it interesting, like when directors, there was a fact in here about The Shining, which that apparently the director, Stanley Kubrick, which I think he's pretty cuckoo but he's brilliant. Anyways, he told everyone that no one was allowed to talk to the woman, like the main girl in the movie, and even on set. So, because he wanted her to feel super isolated and super like antsy and anxious, and like, so she, like, literally everyone ignored her on set, and so because he wanted that in her performance, but apparently she had was treated horribly and had like a mental breakdown, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that, Mr. Kubrick, if
Yeah.
that is worth it all.
I do not love that.
Like, I get that, like, a lot of actors go into the method acting thing.
Right.
Where
But
they, like,
they're doing it themselves.
Yeah.
To have it done to you without knowing feels
Yeah.
harsh.
And I've heard a couple stories like that where, like, the director would, like, purposely make two actors, like, not like each other by telling them because he wanted that to, like, be real on screen. I'm like, I don't know about it.
I
don't know
mean,
the
you're
ethics
paying
of
them
that.
to be an actor or actress, so
Yeah.
let them act.
Let them act.
Let the boys play, Rev. Let the boys play. Okay, wow. Yeah, that one is wild.
Yeah.
I think I read something of The Shining and I said skip. So, okay. I'll do this one. In Back to the Future, there's a scene where Doc asks Marty who the president of the U.S. is in 1985. When Marty says Ronald Reagan, Doc scoffs at how absurd that sounds. In real life, when Reagan watched the movie for the first time and saw that scene, he loved it so much that he asked the projectionist to rewind so he could watch it again. Wouldn't that be so wild to be watching a movie and hear them reference you?
Yeah.
To like that much part of culture kind of thing.
Yeah. Because it is.
president.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, it might sound dumb. Is Ronald Reagan the one that was like an actor before he, or is it was before he was president?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't
Yeah,
know. But that
guys,
would
we're
make sense
Canadian.
with this fun fact.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. But I think
I mean,
there was one.
I didn't know a president did that. I thought the only one transferring to politics was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That he was a governor, but Donald Trump
Right.
was a celebrity slash
I mean,
actor. He was in
Apprentice.
Little Rascals. He was
He
in
was?
Home Alone 2.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
He was, and then yes, The Apprentice. Do you remember watching that in high school with our parents?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
fun times. You
So
are
weird.
fired.
so weird to think back on. Okay, that's funny. Ronald Reagan. I gotta read a book about him. Okay, this is Keanu Reeves fan club fact number 1. Keanu Reeves donated a portion of his paychecks from the first 3 The Matrix films to the visual effects department because, quote, they were the real heroes. And he has taken many pay cuts on several occasions so that they could hire particular actors. I have never heard a bad thing about him other than he
Same.
can't do an accent of whatever. But like as a human,
Details.
like he has it figured out, I think.
I feel like you hear the most stories about him about just being a humble, down-to-earth guy.
Yeah. And especially about like charity and donations and like the crew, how much he appreciates like the crew and the little guys on set, you know? And yeah, he's just a stand-up actor. Is he Canadian? I think he is, right?
I don't know.
He is Canadian. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Those Canadians.
We'll
Am I
take
right?
him. We will take him.
Okay, that's a good one. We do love Keanu Reeves. Okay. Okay, this one's a little bit different. So, a fun movie fact. In the movie Dunkirk, they show 3 different perspectives: land, air, and sea. All of them happen at different speeds in relation to the overall story. To highlight it, there's a constant clock ticking in the background, and it ticks at different speeds depending on which perspective they are showing.
Whoa.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of like if you are a movie film buff, you might have picked up on that deep art and intentionality of that. But
Yeah. Okay. So
Kinda cool.
Dunkirk is Christopher Nolan. He's the director, and he is obsessed with time. So that one makes sense to me because
and
you know,
like
he did.
Easter eggs, kind of. So
Yes, and I love when directors put little things like that in movies that only like true fans would figure out, or and just like how smart they are with certain things. Actually, one of them, this one is more, I think, a conspiracy, but I love a good conspiracy. The same kind of thing about aforementioned Stanley Kubrick, who did The Shining, he said this person told us that it is a widely held belief by many people that there are visual elements in The Shining which contain coded messages hinting that Stanley Kubrick helped fake the moon landing. I'm like, yeah, I'll be reading some Reddit articles about that tonight.
I also love a good conspiracy theory. Did you watch the movie Fly Me to the Moon? That
No,
newer
not
one
yet.
with Scott Johansson and Channing Tatum. It was interesting. And at first I was like, are they trying to like expose something? But anyways, I won't give anything away, but watch it. But
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see the theories. Maybe I shouldn't because I'm very easily convinced. Like, for like 7 years of my life, I thought the moon landing was fake from like one YouTube video they showed me in 9th grade.
I mean,
I'm like, the flag was not waving, guys.
I
There was, or it was waving.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think they did land on the moon. Did they land on the moon when they said they did? I don't know.
I could be convinced either way, honestly. Very easily. The thing is, why haven't we gone back? Have we?
I don't know. But also, why do we need to?
I mean, let's go make some, like, a force field up there, and we could live up there and have a mall and stuff. No, I never want to go into space, but I think some people would like that.
I don't think there will be malls.
What else would they read? Science laboratories.
No, they're not going to make anything out there.
That's the plan, isn't it? Isn't Elon Musk making us go to the moon? We're going to go live on the moon? Or is it Mars? We're going to Mars.
Are you thinking of Passengers, the movie?
No, this is real life.
Okay.
People want to live on Mars.
Okay. People want to do a lot of things.
Okay.
Anyways,
your turn.
my turn. Okay, this is my last one. Oh, I think these ones are just kind of funny too. The little tidbits and little changes that have to happen because actors are real humans too. Okay, but in the first Indiana Jones movie, there was a scene where Indy killed a guy with a sword by shooting him. Originally, an elaborate choreography with a long sword fight was planned for this scene. However, Harrison Ford had food poisoning and wasn't feeling too well due to the heat. So he proposed to change the scene to the version we know today.
So just like a one-off, I'm just going to kill this guy real quick. Did he say he shoots a sword, though?
Yeah, I don't really know.
It must be
I can't remember the scene.
Throws the sword.
But anyways, I just think it's interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe they are willing to adapt on little things. And like, you never know. If he's sick, right? Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. And I've thought about that too. Like, I saw another fact in here that Kevin Costner like had appendicitis almost the whole time he was filming Open Range and like had to go to the hospital. And one of the hobbits during Lord of the Rings had to go get like mouth like surgery. And
or it's like, what if you have a cold? Do you write a cold into that scene?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Right. Or so they have to change things. But that has become, I think, an iconic part of the Indiana Jones, that one scene. I think a lot of people have talked about that. Just a one shot. Okay, my last one. We not too long ago watched Coming to America, Eddie Murphy, and the king and queen, and maybe everyone already knows this, but I thought it was cute, of Zamunda. Remember? Can you picture it? The king and queen, James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Were the king and queen in The Lion King. They were like,
oh, fun.
What's her?
Like the voices?
Yeah, the voices. I knew James Earl Jones was the king, but I didn't know that. What's her name in The Lion King? Sarabi was the same voice as the queen in Coming to America.
Oh,
and we kind of watched those like kind of close to each other too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a great.
Who knew?
Fun fact. Who knew? All right. Well, those are our movie kernels for the day. So thank you for everyone who sent those in and filled out the survey. And again, sorry we couldn't shout you out by name, but look for that link on Patreon and on YouTube to keep giving us some great movie kernels that we can share. Highlight, lowlights.
Oh yeah,
Let's do it. Okay, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
Okay, let's start with lowlights. My low light is that there is a winter storm warning where we currently live. And I feel like there was a little bit where we had some nice weather and I was like going outside and going on walks most days and it was so nice. And even today the sun was out, it was windy, but the sun was out. And now there's a winter storm warning and
No, I did not know this. I literally put away our winter coats. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I did this.
Yeah.
By putting away our winter coats.
Over the winter and the cold. And I just need a little bit of an escape. So
yeah,
that is my low light.
My low light is we went to Mexico for a few days and it was so nice and dreamy and relaxing and great. And luckily this didn't happen to the last day, but I was so careful. I brushed my teeth with bottles of water. I did not drink or eat anything crazy or weird. I just have been sick since we've been back. I probably have a brain parasite and I don't know. I was so careful and no one else is sick and all my family looks so tan and pretty and glowing and I got sunburnt and a parasite. So, it's my immune system of a toddler. I don't know.
Hey, you look pretty too. Okay. And I am sorry though. That's unfortunate.
People are like, I thought you went to Mexico. I'm like, I did. They're like, oh. My body. Anyways, we're back. We're good. It was great.
Good. Okay, my highlight is on the weekend I picked up my wedding dress. So that's fun. Now it's just chilling in my closet. Feels kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. And the countdown is on. And Car, I just saw you posted on Instagram about a new show you watched.
Oh my goodness, yes, 0 Day. I really loved it. I also hated it a little bit because it was borderline too scary for me. It was the right kind of suspense for me, but there was just a couple scenes that will now haunt me for a long time.
Really?
And have caused me to lose sleep the last 2 nights, unfortunately.
Like she's talking literally. She literally doesn't sleep.
Yes, I wake up just kind of more scared and like just intense. And
it's weird because you have movie amnesia, as in like you can see a movie and forget about it so easily. But then you also are like, so I'm lucky that the last couple years I've watched scary movies. I don't have nightmares. Well, some, but for the most part I can get them out of my head. But I feel like they really stick with you.
Well, and this one's not even like, it's just that I was so wrapped up in it too that I just
So it's just one season. It was on Netflix?
Yes, Netflix. 6 episodes, which I'm so sad about because I want to watch it more. It says limited series.
So you don't think there's going to be a series too? There's no...
I think there will be.
Okay.
Yes.
But Robert De Niro.
He crushed it.
He's the president, did you say? Did you tell me?
Well, I'm not... you find out pretty early, but I still liked it. Anyways, not knowing. So, but I did really like it.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe he's still acting. I mean, good for them. They're just, but he's good
swimming and running every morning. Okay. I mean,
really?
He does in the movie, so.
I like it. My highlight was Mexico and pina coladas, mangoes, fresh mangoes and guac. It was so yummy. Oh, well, see, this is probably why I got very sick. Anyways, but as far as shows, movies, books, I'm still loving The White Lotus. And it's season 3. And I want people to be watching it and talk about it with me. It's hard because the first 2 seasons I binged. And so it was so quick and crazy because you just watch it all at once. But this, I'm waiting week to week, and I've seen a lot of complaints online that are like, this is so, like, it's so slow and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't think it is. I think it's just because we're waiting week to week. It seems slow because we're not getting, like, the huge payoff at the end where we forget about all this. But I figured out the reason that I loved it. And it's because it's just like people watching. Because I literally felt like this when we were at this resort in Mexico. I was cosplaying White Lotus the whole time. I was pretending I was on it. But I was just like watching all these different groups, whether it's a girls trip or like a father-son or all these dynamics of people. I'm like, what is their story? And in White Lotus, it just is like so character driven, and you just find out these stories so quickly about people and exactly what kind of people they are. And the director is just so smart and precise, and I don't know, I love it. Parker Posey, who you would know as from You've Got Mail, she's like Tom Hanks' original girlfriend.
Yeah.
But she is like a Southern mom in this, and she has the most ridiculous but amazing accent, and it's like taking over the internet. Like, no, Piper, no. Like, she does this Southern tsunami, and like, anyways, it's I want to talk about all of you with it, so everyone go catch up on White Lotus.
I think it's too dark for me or something. That's what I've heard.
It's
so
too a lot of things. Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
maybe the
But that's why you have your
vibes, but
other community.
Yeah.
can handle the things that I can't.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is a wrap. Again, join us on Patreon and share your lowlights, highlights. Look out for our links for the movie trivia, fun facts, movie Kernels.
Share with your friends, leave a review,
Yes.
and you guys are the very best.
Yes, all the things. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for hanging out with this sisterly duo. If you enjoyed listening with us, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform, leave that beloved 5-star review,
And join our Patreon for bonus content and to be part of the popcorn community.